All right. So, I actually wanted to talk about today that buying local is not necessarily always better. I think that this is an interesting topic that I hear a lot, and it was something that I grew up with. And I think it's just really kind of wrong to think like that, to think that somebody or something that is local in your immediate vicinity is somehow better, and that particular thing is going to be the best choice that you can actually choose. And I think we need to remember that the world is really big, and the bigger that you, or the more that you realize that the world is big, the more that you're going to make a better choice. So if you don't know me, I am Professor Dave Maslach. I'm an associate professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship. And I created this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. There's so many people that help me out that I wanted to pay the favor forward to help you out. So, the first thing I wanted to point out is that buy local, whenever you hear that, or buy American, or buy, if you're from Canada, buy Canadian, or buy, British, or wherever country that you're from, buy, whatever country that you're from. That's marketing. And you have to realize that those businesses are playing up, or their business association is playing up marketing. And that's plain and simple. That's all it's doing. And you have to realize that to assume the that you are the one person, or maybe you live in a small town, the small sort of town, is better than the rest of the world. The 7.7 billion people in this world is a really big assumption to make. And in fact, it's probably um, very presumptuous of yourself to assume that you're somehow better than everybody else, because you have to realize that the way that this world is set up, that generally we have to remember that ourself is we have our own experiences and our own unique capabilities, and it's really important to remember that. So that means that there's certain things that you do well than other people, but everybody else does one thing or two things that are better than you. So why not take advantage of that possibility that the world is really big and there's lots of people doing really great things, and you can leverage all of those things by simply trading in this world. I think it would be really hard pressed to find, very many people that study business or economics that would argue the contrary, to say that there is, you're somehow better at absolutely everything. And we have to get around that and to look at it and know that A, it's marketing when you hear that buy local or buy American or buy Canadian or whatever. It's marketing. And the second thing is that there's a political decision that's going on. There's political play that's going on. And we have to move past that and realize that what's better for consumers is often, to be open and to be able to trade with everybody, because you get so much variety and lots of tastes. And you also have to realize that everybody is unique and everybody has their thing that they're really good at. And I strongly believe that because of the fact that we're unique and we have our own individual experiences, that there's just so much to offer. And to realize that there's more than you that's available. And I think when you start thinking like that, then this whole, buy local argument and all that kind of stuff. And by the way, if you look at all the industries that talk about that, sort of buy local, or, buy, American, or buy whatever. If you actually look at the products, that they're not all, the vast majority, the automotive industry, for example, the vast majority of the components of cars are outside of a single country, and they all come from there. And that's actually a really healthy thing, because other people can build these things really well. And you get to take advantage of cost savings and all those kind of things. And which means that, some things you don't want to do. And this is a sort of big myth. If you sort of think about, we should be doing everything. Well, that means if you're doing that one thing, that means that you can't be doing something else that's more productive or more interesting or amazing, or something that you can possibly do. For, just think about sort of the creative endeavor. If you are working in a meat packing plant, for example, it doesn't leave a lot of room for you to do creative exercises and to do things that are really interesting and fun, unless you're, doing that during work. I don't know what that would look like. So there's all sorts of jobs that are like that can be allocated to somebody else who's doing a better job at it. So it allows people to do different things better and more freely and actually, grow. And that's what we should be thinking about, is not necessarily thinking about people are taking jobs away from other people, or, that we're somehow inferior, all of those sort of logics, and think instead about, like, how can we maximize everybody's potential and look at, everybody is truly amazing in this world. And how can we maximize that so that everybody can benefit from that particular selection? There's so much that you can offer, and there's so much that the world can offer, that is far better than what you can do. And I fundamentally assume that there's always somebody better than me, and that's actually a really positive thing, because that means that there's somebody better than me in that one particular area. So, there's lots of things that I do and lots of exercises that I do, or lots of sort of things that are in my life. And I'm pretty good at some things, but I realize that I'm not great at other things. And if you realize that, when you sort of compete in those spaces, I came to this realization. I swim a little bit right now. I've been swimming, and I realize that I'm never going to be like an Olympic swimmer or anything like that. But I try. And the reason why some people might get to that level is because they are doing those things all the time. And that's because they're really passionate about that thing. I just am not at that level. And I will probably be never passionate about that thing, because I know that there's other people out there that can do it a lot better than me. So I really want you to think about that the world is bigger and better. And if we can build on those things, I think we can do a lot. We can do a lot more than just assuming that we're so much more better as an individual. Yeah, thanks so much. And I'm just going to say hi to a couple of people that are on the live stream. I just wanted to say thanks for checking in. And I absolutely appreciate that you're here. And it's cool to get to know people and that's the cool thing with social media, is you get to, YouTube and stuff, people from all over the world that watch this. So realize that you're just one little small component of this world, and that there's lots of amazing people that are out there. Yeah, thanks so much for checking in, and that's all I wanted to say here. Quick little live stream, just say, the world's really big, and yeah, I absolutely appreciate you folks, for coming in here. So that's the two things I wanted to do, is realize that the world is big, and there's lots of great things that we can take advantage of. And then thank you so much for following along. So thanks so much. I appreciate you, and the couple of folks that are on here. You folks are amazing. Um, have a good one. All right. Okay. Take care. Bye. Gotta do this on this side. There's my ET finger. ET phone home.